This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
So there we go. Meltzer would discuss how this Raw was used to really promote SmackDown instead of the pay-per-view. There isn't a lot to build in terms of the pay-per-view, which is crazy to think about because it'll be the unification, JR, of the two biggest titles in pro wrestling history. Was the edict, not to mention how big these titles are and the importance? I mean,
No.
that's what they're saying.
No, not really. It was the priorities of that show were to promote SmackDown.
Mm.
And, you know, I don't know how many wagons you can load different products, but I'm sure that we sold the pay-per-view on that show as well. Maybe not as aggressively as in the past, but before the brand split, I don't know. But no, it was never no edict at all. No, there were no edicts in that respect whatsoever.
JR, I got to ask, do you remember why the rush to split the titles when in theory you're going to need, to merge the titles when in theory you're going to need two champions if you're running two separate brands?
Well, you had an Intercontinental Champion, you had the World Champion. What do you want? The Oklahoma Champion, the Southwest Indiana Champion, the Central Pennsylvania Champion. It was to clean it up and unclutter things so that you had your champion. He's almost like a traveling champion. So that when you advertise him to be on your show, it would hopefully be a big deal.
Okay.
And it wasn't based there, but that was kind of the idea in theory of the traveling champion. Not like Flair would work, wrestle 300 days a year or something all over the world. Not that, but in theory, he could travel from brand to brand and so forth. And the other thing it would do, smart booking, smart writing, is if Austin's the champion, let's say, for example, and he's on Raw, he doesn't have to wrestle every week to delve into a storyline. And so a lot of that's promo time or angle time, that type of stuff. So that's how I always looked at that scenario. And I might be wrong about it, but that's my take on it, my feel for that at that time.
So keep the champion a little bit more special, have him bounce around here and there, maybe not wrestling as much, but when he does show up on your show, it's a bigger deal than somebody that's there every single Monday or every single Friday. I got you.
Because they're not overexposed and they stay fresher longer.
Makes sense. If it was only the storylines headed that way and worked that way, it could have been more successful.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.